Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
I'm gonna check here. Yep.
It's certainly a possibility that we're looking into to see if the officers in fact replaced drugs that they had already discovered in order to document their discovery with their body-worn cameras on.
Court rules it's okay for cops to turn dash cams off while they search citizens' vehicles. An appeals court ruled that a police officer was justified in turning off his dash cam for 20 minutes while officers illegally searched a vehicle for drugs. By Rachel Blevins, December 17, 2017. Grand Haven, Michigan, a routine traffic stop turned into a search for drugs in which the officer intentionally turned off his dash cam. The Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals has upheld a lower court's ruling that the officer did nothing wrong, completely ignoring the precedent set by the Supreme Court. According to court documents from the case, the incident started around midnight on September 13, 2015, when Michigan State Trooper Christopher Boven received word from his colleagues that he was near the owner of a cell phone they had been tracking for suspicion of drug trafficking. Boven located a car that was leaving a gas station and followed it until he found a reason to pull it over. As court documents noted, he trailed the vehicle at the request of the team and eventually pulled it over at 12:34 a.m. for a lane violation. Advertisement. The car was occupied by the Hunt family. Boven requested the driver's licenses of Daryl Hunt, his wife, and his daughter, Mercedes, who was driving the vehicle. Boven then stayed in his car on the claim that he was checking the licenses, until a canine unit arrived. It was at this point that he turned off his dash cam. Once Deputy Osborne arrived, Trooper Boven explained the situation to him to keep him in the loop and for officer safety. He also turned off the dashboard camera. According to his testimony, he did so to prevent information about the confidential informant from coming to light in case the stop revealed no drugs. After speaking with Deputy Osborne, however, Trooper Boven apparently forgot to restart the dashboard camera and, as a result, there is no footage of the search of the car. In total, 20 minutes elapsed before the camera was restarted. The fact that Boven turned off the dash cam, and it stayed off for at least 20 minutes, while a search of the vehicle was conducted, should raise serious red flags in any court. The questionable behavior continued when Boven asked Mercedes Hunt for permission to search the vehicle, and she declined. Read more. Celebrity police state, Chris Rock takes selfies documenting his recent harassment by the NYPD. According to court documents, Boven insisted that he would start with a canine search around the outside of the vehicle, and then depending on what the dog indicated or didn't indicate, we'd get them on their way momentarily. When officers claimed that the dog alerted to the presence of drugs in the car, Daryl Hunt told them that he had both heroin and cocaine in the car. Hunt was arrested and ultimately entered a conditional guilty plea to 1 count of drug trafficking, and was sentenced to 180 months in prison. In his appeal, Hunt made a motion for suppression of evidence on the grounds that there was insufficient evidence, both for the canine search, and of the evidence from the canine search, aided by the fact that the officer had intentionally turned off his dash cam. There was insufficient reasonable suspicion to conduct the canine sniff. there was insufficient evidence of the reliability of the canine sniff, in part because of the missing dashboard camera footage. The search warrant used to obtain Hunt's cell phone information was invalid because it lacked information concerning the reliability of the confidential informant. Hunt's statements implicating himself were coerced and therefore should be excluded. While Circuit Judge Alan E. Norris claimed that the length of time the officer left the dashcam off made it a justifiable offense under a precedent set by the Supreme Court, TechDirt noted that it was the rights violation that mattered, not the length of time in which it was committed. This completely ignores Supreme Court precedent, which made it clear it wasn't the length of the rights violation, but rather the violation itself. Once the purpose of the traffic stop has been achieved, any fishing expeditions by law enforcement past that point are constitutional violations, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or a half hour. A holding like this makes it that much easier for officers to slow roll traffic stops so they can run a drug dog around a car they stopped for a lane change violation. That's what appears to have happened here, and both courts, district, appellate, said this is fine. As the Free Thought Project has reported, while video evidence of an officer's crimes does not guarantee that he will be charged accordingly, the footage from body and dash cameras has been instrumental in many cases. In August, body cam footage revealed that multiple Baltimore police officers were planting drugs on innocent individuals and conspiring to manufacture evidence. Read more: body cam footage released of man who had his testicles shattered by police. In the case of Darrell Hunt, it appears that the judges who have addressed his charges seem to focus more on the evidence that was recovered, than on the methods that were used to obtain it, setting a dangerous precedent for other officers who choose to turn their cameras off to suppress evidence.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is if I got some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.